Hi, my love. Welcome to your astrology reading. This is going to be your birth chart reading. I have your chart mapped out, but I also wanted to show you the chart, the actual chart that I have for you. So I put in your information. This is what your chart actually looks like. So all of the lines kind of show how the planets connect to one another. I did not draw the lines on the diagram because I didn't want to confuse while I'm describing each thing. So that's just an idea of how it looks. This is all of my notes that I'm going to be going through. And I'm just gonna try to do this with a flow as natural as possible. Okay, so first thing I want to say is with your chart, you have almost an even amount of all elements. So we have the greens, which is the earth elements. We have the yellow, which represents air. You have some water, and you also have a fire in your chart. So to have all four elements, that's pretty good. It means, you're pretty much well-rounded in most areas, but the only planet being in the red or the fire can show maybe a bit of a struggle with, let me, hang on, let me just balance. Let me balance my tripod so hopefully it won't be bouncy. I'm trying to hold it, but also I realize that could be a little bit annoying. So the fire, only having one planet in the fire may show that there could be a tendency of needing to work harder for motivation. Okay, so to be motivated or to be excited and whatnot for life. So that could be one thing, one trait that you might find. You have a lot of planets in the earth energies. So earth can show a lot of being grounded and well-rounded, and structure and stability is very important to you. Water elements, we have a lot in water, so you're very emotional, very intuitive, and sensual in that fact. And then you have a couple in your air, so a lot of communication, a lot of thinking, and this brings me to talk about the first thing, your chart ruler. So you are ruled by the planet Venus. You have your ascendant or your rising sign is your rising sign is Libra, and Libra is an air element, but it's also ruled by Venus. Venus loves pleasure. Venus is the planet of love and pleasure, sexuality, sensuality, beauty, all of the above. It enjoys the beauty and sensuality in anything. So you like the good stuff. You like to look good, to feel good, smell good. You like confidence. You like the beauty in life. You like the fabulousness of the home life stuff. Pretty decorations, pretty clothes, pretty hair accessories and nails and all of the above. So having a chart ruler of Venus kind of shows overall you have a very high expectation and appreciation for beauty and the good things. But you can also have the tendency of being a bit too material. So if you find yourself focusing too much on the material aspects in your life, or being too materialistic, like people say, you may find that you can get to that point. And so when you notice that you are getting to that point, that's a sign for you to put yourself in check, so to speak. Okay, so your sun sign is right here. So your sun sign is in Leo. I have him as 13 degrees Leo, and he is in your 11th house. So your sun sign is basically how you shine, okay? How you put yourself out there. So let me put a crystal kind of showing that's what we're talking about right now. So you put yourself out there as a Leo energy. So that tells me that you love to be noticed. You love the attention on you. You radiate. You attract a lot of eyes. A lot of attention are on you. Whenever you walk into a room, when you're put together, your makeup's on point, your outfits are good, people notice you. You're very used to that. So I have here, your sun sign is Leo. So you were very used to having all of the attention on you. You were used to people noticing you, people, watching you, having their eyes on you. I also put down You like to stick out from the crowd, but you can be a bit too dramatic. You are so being a bit too dramatic can reveal maybe when, you know, when shit hits the fan and we get, you know, there's stresses and there's drama and whatnot and stuff in life. Things can get easily blown out of proportion with you. I put down, you are a natural leader. So Leos are natural leader people. You are not meant to be a follower of others. You like to set the trend, okay? Whether it's in fashion, it's in makeup, it's in your relationships, your friendships, you like to set the trend. And you have a tendency of being a bit too aggressive. So Leo energy can be aggressive. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but it can be. Where people, if you're like if you're hanging out with a bunch of water sign people, and you're the only Leo, obviously you're going to be the person probably, you know, being the most outspoken, and you're not afraid to voice your opinions, that kind of thing. And some people, water sign, a lot of heavy water sign people can register that as a bit too aggressive. So your outward appearance, like your persona, how you shine, is very much center stage. I like the attention, but we'll get into some other aspects that will kind of show another side to you that not a lot of people understand. So you have a really good way of faking it till you make it kind of a person. So you, even though on the inside maybe you might be feeling a bit judgy on yourself or too critical or shy or nervous, you know how to put your best foot forward. You know how to fake it till you make it. So that's a really good trait to have. It's in your 11th house, and the 11th house is all about your friends, your social status, your hopes and your wishes and your dreams for the future. It's long-term dreams and goals. So it's really good to have a sun in the 11th house. You're very confident about your dreams and whatnot. You're very much positive about it. When it comes to your social life and stuff, you like to shine. Going out with the girls, going out with your friends makes you, it puts life into you. It makes you feel excited and whatnot. So you're a really fun person to be around socially. You're a fun person to mingle with, and you're very friendly and just approachable type of a person. So then we're going to talk about the moon. So your moon is in Aquarius, and that is right over here. So your moon is, I have him at 10 degrees Aquarius. So he's 10 degrees Aquarius in your 5th house. So the 5th house is creativity, sex. It's also the house of children, hopeless. And so what I have here is you could be a hopeless romantic. You can also be very fertile with the moon in your 5th house. So I wrote that down because it is quite true. When you have a moon in the 5th house, moon in 5th house people can tend to be very fertile, especially if you are wanting kids and whatnot. You know, you can pop 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5 out. But the thing is with you, it opposes your sun. You kind of see that? So the 11th and the 5th house, it opposes your sun. So you are kind of at odds with yourself emotionally, right? You have a very good exterior, confident and whatnot, and this is what I was talking about. On the inside with your moon, your emotions, the way you were born, your emotions with the self are at odds. So you may find your heart being at odds with your mind kind of thing, an ego versus the heart kind of a battle. I also wrote down that you could be not so touchy-feely type of a person in relationships. So you're not quite of the public display of attraction type of a person, you know, no holding hands and kissy lovey-dovey type of a person. What really gets you going which is with your Aquarius, is you love the mind. You're stimulated by the thoughts. When someone has something clever to say, that really gets you going. When someone can make you laugh, that kind of stuff. I wrote down, you need freedom to be yourself. So moon and Aquarius people need freedom. If you are in a relationship where you feel you are trapped, or you are being suffocated, or you're just not allowed to be your true self, it will break you. You will not like that. You do this to others and you expect the same in return. So you like to give your lovers freedom. You give them freedom, you give them space, and you expect the same in return. But in the negative sense, you could also have the tendency to be quite clingy, and vice versa. You know, you may expect that person to be clingy as well. And if they're not, you know, it just doesn't work for you. But for the most part, an Aquarius moon is usually somebody who likes freedom and the ability to come and go as they please and not be questioned left and right for their choices. I also wrote down to you're willing to stay put and be in a relationship to settle and whatnot, as long as you have space and a social life outside of the home life. So if you, like I said, if you're in a relationship and your lover just doesn't want you to go out with friends and they don't trust you or they don't let you out of their sight, that's a bad thing for you. You can't stand that. You don't like that. Okay, let's talk about your rising sign. So your rising sign is in Libra. So it's here, it's what this arrow is pointing, the AC. So your ascendant or your rising sign. Your ascendant and your rising is how other people see you, right? This is how you come off to people. This is how you are in your job interviews or how people see you on social media and whatnot. And you have a Libra sign. And so this is, you like to initiate things. You like to initiate relationships and conversations. Libra is also an air sign. So you like to communicate. You like to think. You overthink at times though. You easily connect with people, but you may feel obligated to balance a situation that you're in to create peace and harmony. So Libra people like balance, right? They like balance. They like peace and harmony with their friends, with their lovers and everybody. You just want everybody to get along. And anytime you're in a relationship with people, whether it's a love relationship or it's a friendship or family, you feel like you always have to fix people. And it's sometimes you just have to accept that you can't fix people all the time. You may be also very and extremely indecisive. Okay. You're always in limbo if you can never make a decision. So if you find yourself always flip-flopping between two things, you can't make a decision. You don't know what to do. You will always be in limbo if you cannot just finally put your foot down and go one way or the other. So, rising Libras may find it difficult to make a decision. You think and you overthink to the point where there's nothing left to think about. You very much overanalyze everything. I put down, it's really important to understand that sometimes you cannot take care of everybody else. You have to take care of yourself. And so if you're worrying so much about everybody else, you're not taking care of you, and then all of the things in your life are crumbling. You know, you deal with stresses and stuff crumbling and whatnot. You got to deal with yourself. Next we have Mercury in, where are you? Mercury in Virgo. So Mercury is in Virgo and it is in your 12th house. So the 12th house is your self-undoing. It's like the house of endings, self-undoing. It's also spirituality. It's just a crazy house. But self-undoing is kind of like the things that will tear you apart, right? It's the dark stuff. And so you have it in Virgo, and it's your Mercury, which is how you communicate with people, how you express yourself and whatnot. You're a very smart and analytical person, okay? You come off very, very analytical when people talk to you. You have a sun in Leo, so people might get a first impression. Same thing with the Libra, you have a very good voice and whatnot, but your sun in Leo, people are shocked, right? If people haven't spoken to you and they just look at you, they think, oh, she just looks good, or she just has good taste in clothes, and that's it. There's more depth to you. And so when someone actually takes time to get to know you and talk to you, they see a very different person than how you actually put yourself to look, okay? So looks are deceiving in this aspect. You are a perfectionist. You like a okay, so I put you're a perfectionist. You can be a detective. So you may have the tendency to If something doesn't feel right in a relationship, you can, find out secrets about that person. Or if you really want to go hunting through their phone, you'll find things, you could figure out passwords, all of the above. Like you can question. And when it comes to relationships, I feel also a Mercury in Virgo is you will pick apart anything your lover will say. So you like to overanalyze everything. And sometimes it could be a good thing, and then other times it could be a fallout. So this could be one of the main reasons why relationships don't work for you, because they just feel like they're given, constant question after question, and nothing that they give you is good enough. That could be a tendency of that. You could also get hung up on small details, and you have the tendency to be neurotic. I know this placement because I can be very neurotic too. So by neurotic, I mean you can worry about the weirdest stuff. Things that people don't give a shit about, you will worry about it. Neurotic people are you just focus on the weirdest details that other people don't think about, or they don't spend they don't spend a lot of time worrying about. You will worry about it. And so you have tendency to be quite neurotic, and that could be, it could be a funny quirk about you, but it could also be something annoying that lovers might find annoying in you. And so you might see that if people just don't get it, they just don't get it about you. Okay, your Mars is 15 degrees Taurus. So Mars is right over here. It's another Earth placement, and it's 15 degrees in Taurus. Your Mars is what motivates you. This is your motivator, your action. When you take action on stuff in life, this is Mars. And it's in the 8th house. The 8th house is sex, rebirth, birth, death, occult studies. It's also taxes, other people's money, all of the above, but there's just so much with 8th house. 8th house has a lot of stuff going on. So an 8th house, a Mars in a Taurus, you can always get the job done. You're very self-motivated, okay? You are very grounded by Earth vibes. You take action after careful thought planning. So you do plan and think things through before you take action, and you're very much grounded when you do so. So that's a good thing. You don't want to be super, super impulsive when you're making major decisions in life. Not much gets to you, so you're pretty chill. An Earth sign is pretty good, hot cold, but you're pretty grounded. So not a lot will piss you off, but when you do get pissed off, you will stay mad for a long time. Okay, so you will be that kind of person that you may hold grudges. Things might get to you, and you might think and overthink it. You might spend nights awake up late at night thinking about that thing that person said, and it's like a week later, it's like you finally figure it out, and you're just like, holy shit, that's what he meant by saying that. So you can be that type of person. That's why I'm saying you can be quite neurotic as well. The other thing is you have a very, very good sex drive. You have the tendency to have the all-night love making with your lovers. So it's a really good sex drive, and you really enjoy the pleasures, okay? Because Tauruses love their pleasures as well. They're also ruled by Venus. So Venus plays a big role in your chart. Like I said, pleasures, love, beauty, sensuality, all of the above. So good sex is really important to you. It's actually a major de-stressor for you. So if you find yourself super stressed out, if you find a way of just self-pleasure for one thing, or, with your lover, having a good sex life is very important. You prefer a stable partner and a stable paycheck, okay? So you need a motivated partner, especially when you have a Mars in Taurus, and, money and material things are important to you. So is being grounded, and having a lover who is a go-getter, who is making their own money, and they have a home, or they have, a stable paycheck and whatnot. You feel so much more secure, okay? So that plus good sex is like the perfect relationship for you. You can also be hard to reason with when you are mad. So when you are angry, you know, I'm sure your lovers or family members probably notice that there's just no talking to you when you're angry. Your Leo comes out, your fire aggressiveness comes out when you're angry. And also when you're angry, you're overthinking and just thinking too much into things. So people just learn to not even deal with you. They give you your space. Okay, next we have Venus in 20 degrees, Venus 20 degrees Cancer. Where are you? Right here. So Venus is here. You also have Chiron and Jupiter that are all conjunct your Venus. I'll talk about those later. I'm just going to kind of go in order here. So it's in your 10th house, and 10th house is the career, okay? So you have your Venus in your 10th house of Cancer. You are a lover and a nurturer type of person when it comes to career, okay? When it comes to career. So 10th house is, where's my notes here? Yeah, 10th house is career and dealing with other people and whatnot. How other people think of you and all of that. So, yeah, you're a lover, a nurturer. You are a very good charmer. So when it comes to first impressions, people really enjoy talking to you and meeting you. You have a really good first impression. So when it comes to job interviews, you're really good at them. I also have this placement, and I tend to be also really good. Well, it's not in Cancer, it's in Pisces, but same thing. It's a water chart. But we tend to be really good with our interviews, especially because I also have an air sign as my rising. So we communicate really well. Like we can connect really good with people on a first impression basis. You cannot stand being bored though. So that drives you crazy. You also have the tendency of being a multi-lover juggler. So not saying that you were a cheater, but I am saying that because you get a lot of attention, you like to look good, you know, all of that, the sex appeal, everything. You tend to have, if you have a lover that you're talking to, you may have a couple people on the side that you tend to flirt with, or you usually have a pillow to fall on. And I can relate to this too, because I used to do this all the time before I was married. I would always have, you know, the main person and then people on the side that I like to just have just in case. So you have the tendency of being that way as well. Your Jupiter is also is 27 degrees in Cancer. So Jupiter is over here, the one that looks like a number 4. So Jupiter will expand everything that it is around. And because he's conjunct your Venus, he will expand your nurturing and caring tendencies. That being in the 10th house shows that you are really good in careers that are loving, caring, nurturing to other people. Okay. So I wrote down, let me see. Nursing, teachers, counselors, nursing, teachers, counselors, and they also said chef, but I don't see much of a chef for you. I mean, maybe you like to cook and express your love in cooking and whatnot, but you like to put your heart and soul and love and attraction and sensuality and everything that you do when it comes to work, okay? But because it's Cancer, Cancer is, they like to take care of people. And they're very nurturing. They're like, you know, the mommies in the family, right? And so I feel like when it comes to your career, any kind of career where you're working for the person or you're taking care of the person or you're healing the person, that's the energy of a Cancer 10th house. Jupiter is, to have a Jupiter in your 10th house, I have this same thing. And Jupiter in the 10th house is it's like a good luck. It's really a good luck placement. So it means when it comes to careers, no matter what you choose to do, you're going to be successful in it. No matter what you choose to do, you will find abundance in it. And it usually we tend to find things career-wise easily. So if we put our heart and mind into something we want to do career-wise and you go and apply for the job, 9 times out of 10, you get the job, even if you truly don't want it. So that's a Jupiter placement in the 10th house. Look at it as a good luck charm. Okay. And then I also put down, okay, so now let's go talk about your, Uranus. I always get the two mixed up. So here's Uranus. Uranus is, 12 no, 6 degrees Capricorn. He's conjunct your Neptune as well as your Saturn. This is a big house for you, girl. This one and this one, okay? So your Uranus and Capricorn, to feel stuck between wanting to change versus tradition. Capricorn is tradition. Uranus is rebellion. These two are constantly in conflict. So I also wrote down for you wanting the eclectic life, but also working while keeping stability and structure. So it's like you want to have a different type of a life, a different type of a job, something that not a lot of people do, but you also want to be successful, stable, make the money, and be hardworking, right? So you want the best of both worlds. To have a Neptune in Capricorn as well, this is, your dreams will become a reality in this lifetime, okay? But you have to make sure that you're staying within present, and it's an earth sign, so you got to maintain being grounded, and that's hard to do with a Neptune, because Neptune is water, and Neptune can be kind of like illusions. So you got to be realistic about your dreams, but also you can make your dreams a reality in this lifetime. I wrote down, so having a home that is near the water is also very ideal for you. Okay. This is all in your 4th house, by the way. 4th house is the house of home. It's your home life. So having a home life by the water, by the ocean, a lake, some big body of water, even having a swimming pool is big for you. Okay. Saturn in your 4th house of Capricorn is wise and old soul like. So maybe you've had friends call you the grandma or you just feel like you have an old soul. You also grew up fast. So there could have been things that took place in your childhood where you had to be the adult when you shouldn't have had to be the adult. Okay. You're a natural leader. You will live a long life, and you will keep your power in check. You got to keep your power in check. So Capricorns are workhorses, okay? They're very focused on the work that they do. So sometimes to have a Neptune in that, you can get fogged over just a bit. You crave, like I said, for the Uranus, you crave a different type of a lifestyle. So an eclectic lifestyle. It's in your 4th house. So this could also be like, the desire to work from home, that kind of thing. But you also have to be careful of the tendency of getting fogged over with that. So just saying. Also, the home life could be very eclectic. So, maybe settling down and living with somebody, but not necessarily getting married, that kind of thing. Saturn is also in Capricorn in your 4th house, and that is, like I said, the wise soul, the old soul, that you must love yourself first in order to have other people love you. So that's a lesson for you to learn in this lifetime, to learn to love yourself first. That kind of goes hand in hand with Libra, your Libra rising, where you like to put other people first, or you like to take care of people. You have to take care of you first before you can do it for other people, okay? You may also have trouble with a father or authority figure in your life. It is the 4th house, so this is the house of home. So maybe growing up, you had struggles or problems with a parent growing up. Having a Neptune in the 4th house of Capricorn, you can also have the tendency for possible addiction struggles with a parent. Your home life was different. So maybe you had mom or dad was an alcoholic, for example. Or there were just, you dealt with different types of weird addictions or drug addictions or alcohol addictions in your lifetime growing up. And it could have also influenced you in your present life, okay? So I feel like as I was going through your chart, there's a lot of like daddy issue stuff happening here. So if you do have issues with your father figure in your life, this could be one of the reasons. Okay, and then we have Pluto in Scorpio. So your Pluto is in Scorpio and he's in your 2nd house. And so Pluto and Scorpio, Pluto is all about the taboo, and it's creating it to be normal. So you are the type of person who can make a taboo situation or a topic normal. You can normalize it. So obviously tarot cards, being psychic. Maybe you like crime scene novels and reading about crime and watching crime movies and that kind of stuff. Serial killers, like all of that kind of thing. You're into it. You can make it normal. Also, it's in the second house, the house of money. So the second house, this is the house of money, power, how you work hard for things. And it's Pluto. So Pluto is transforming. So you will be living a life of transforming with the money, okay? Making money in a taboo setting. So like I said, your line of work maybe a little bit not of the norm, which is why I was saying you crave an eclectic life. People won't get how you can make money off of doing readings, or people won't understand how you could make money off of doing anything of the taboo that people would call taboo. You can make money off of it, basically. Okay. What else did I write here? Okay, so money risks thrill you. Okay, and you know the power of money, so you will work hard for it. So taking risks with money, you've probably already done that a couple times in your lifetime so far. So what other people would never dare do money-wise, you've done it. Or you will do it. You may think that you never have enough money, though. So that's a negative of this sentence, is that sometimes you think you don't have enough money when in reality you do, or you have just enough to get by, but it's not enough for you. Great gains followed by major losses. So you might receive random bits of a lot of money at times, and then things will happen weirdly where you'll lose a lot of money, or you'll, stuff, just weird stuff like that. Where there's a give, there's also a take, kind of a thing. Okay, let's talk about your midheaven. So your midheaven is in Cancer. It's over here. Your midheaven is pretty much like your career, okay? When you want to look at what your career is, you usually look at the midheaven. And like I said, yours is side by side. It's in the 10th house. It's side by side. Jupiter and Venus, and it's in Aquarius. It's in Cancer. So it's a water career. It's emotions, intuition, the psychic, the sensual, taking care of people kind of a career. So like I said, nursing, doctors, counselors, teachers, therapists, they put chef or cooks because I guess like you could cook for people to heal them, caregivers, but then also you can look at it from a very psychic sense too, because I know you like to do your readings, and that's where that love comes from. The desire to do your readings to make money off of them is here, and it's also here. So your water signs, making money in the water, career in the water, and then your 6th house, which is like your health and whatnot, is in the water. It's a health related career. Making money is for you. I hope that makes sense. So your midheaven, I wrote down, chefs, nurses, teachers, social workers, how you are to others. You're a nurturer, a caregiver, sensual. You could be shy, a lover, romantic. So very romantic in that sense too. You seek emotional fulfillment. And so that's not just with money. Like you want a job that is of the heart, right? But also you seek emotional fulfillment in other people, because the 10th house is also how others see you, or how you feel other people see you. You want people to like you. You want people to love you. You want people to enjoy you and praise you, that kind of thing. Okay, Chiron. So Chiron is this one that's like a little K with the circle underneath it. He's also in your 10th house of Cancer. Chiron is all about the wounded healer. So he's all about your lessons that you have to learn in this lifetime, and like your just kind of the pain, right? So I put, you have to take responsibility for yourself, and you've had to at a young age. So again, you grew up in a weird dynamic of a home life, and you had to grow up fast. You carry the weight of the world on your shoulders, and you need to learn to release that and to let other people carry some of the weight. You tend to, because you are a Aquarius, I don't know why I say that. You are a Cancer. You tend to carry the weight of people's problems, right? Cancers soak up emotions. And you will soak up so many people's emotions and their problems and whatnot, especially if you're doing readings for money. You need to learn to let that go. Sometimes it's like other people need to take ownership of their own shit, right? They need to handle their own shit. You can't always take care of it for them. And so that's a lesson for you. That's a big lesson for you in this lifetime. Also, you you have unresolved traumas in the home life. And I also put down it could deal with a father or a father figure. Okay. So there's unresolved traumas to deal with. It's with Cancer. So unresolved traumas can lead to negative like actions like overeating, eating your emotions, or restricting your eating. It could also be addictions, alcohol addictions, shopping addictions, gambling addictions, all of the above, sex addictions. Your little Chiron can display that. Mine is I think mine is in Taurus, and I could be definitely an emotional eater, and so Taurus like to eat, and so yeah, so that's what I'm saying is like or you could put a lot of your worth in other people and expect them to show you love so that you can receive that love for self. So that's why loving yourself is so important in this lifetime. You have a fear to follow your dream job. You have the power to heal others. Nursing, life coaching, teaching, counseling. You need to put your love in all that you do. So there's fear with the career. Okay, lessons and fear with the career as well. You have so much potential, but it's like something's holding you back. Okay. And then lastly, let's talk about your North Node, which is over here. Your North Node is this one that looks like a funky horseshoe. It's in your 5th house of Aquarius. So North Node resembles your life purpose in this life. The South Node will be the opposite. So he would be actually in your 11th house in Leo. So the South Node is your past life. Your North Node is your present life purpose. Okay. So your life purpose, do not just be a follower of your dreams, but learn to ground and live in the present. So you have dreams and desires and things that you want to follow, but you also need to ground yourself and get shit done. Okay. In this lifetime is basically what it's saying. Becoming more of an independent individual, not relying on others. So that's a big one. Like I said here with the Cancer, you know, don't put your worth in other people. You carry your own worth, right? And that's really embracing more of your sun, which happens to oppose your North Node and your moon. So you put your emotions and worth, it's like you're at odds with yourself all the time. Do you see that? So really interesting. Children are important figures in your spiritual development. So I don't know what you're trying to do I want to say you were doing health or nursing or something of healthcare. Is it with babies? Is it with children, you know? Or do you have a child of your own? I think you do have a child. Watch what your child does, the things that they say to you, the messages that they give you. Those are big indications of your fulfilling your purpose, right? Your child is your purpose, okay? Letting go of the desire to get what you want and taking what you need. So instead of getting what you want, what do you need in life right now, right? That's what you should be asking yourself. Instead of spending money, if you have a problem with spending money, or if you have a problem with like shopping and having a shop addiction to fulfill your emotions and your void, ask yourself, what do I need versus what do I want? And then you are a humanitarian because of your Aquarius nature. So your life purpose is helping others, taking care of others, healing others. But it's a double-edged sword because your rising sign, like I said, being Libra, you tend to want to always help others and balance out everybody. But you also have to accept that sometimes you can't help everybody. You can't save everybody. So you have to also focus on the self. And then I also put down, you learn from experiences with other people. Humbleness is a lesson for you in this lifetime. So don't take things for granted. Learning and relearning the value in things in your life. So when we have a Jupiter in our 10th house, like I said, career comes easy to us. It's like expanded. It's a good luck charm, but we sometimes take for granted that because there's people out there that have to really work their asses off for this, right? And sometimes we get things easily. So it's learning a life lesson of, learning from others and being more humble, more humble with the blessings in your life. And last but not least, I wrote down less is more. So less is more. It's a big lesson for you. Less is more in your lifetime. So my love, that concludes your chart reading. It was fun. As you can see, I have like a shit ton of notes for your chart. It was a lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed it. I feel like I know you so much better. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. Send me an email. I would love some feedback on this, as this was literally my very first birth chart reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought. And if you want this, I could send it to you. So if you want it, give me your address and I could I could mail this to you. Otherwise, thank you so much, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, love.